some Nigerians have talked about road construction, rehabilitation in the country, where they have said this administration has done well in some areas, but there are some roads that are yet to be fixed. When we talk about the Ibadan axis, what's that road called again? The Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Yeah. Now, 2014, almost the end of this particular administration before the election year. Do you have an idea what is likely to happen on that stretch of the road?
Thank you very much, Suleiman. It's a very important question because I happen to travel on that road during the Yuletide season. And one thing I want to remind Nigerians is that road was constructed between 1974 and 1978. And I want to tell you that between 1978 and 2013, there was no major action carried out on that road. But in 2013, the federal government eventually broke the jinx when the Jonathan administration awarded the contract of 160 billion naira for the expansion, remodeling, and reconstruction of that road, as you are aware, to two major construction companies. And as I speak with you, the Julius Berger and the RCC are visible on that road. I was there. I passed through the road at least thrice during the Yuletide season, and I'm very hopeful, that as we go into the year, the work will improve. It will be carried out with more vigor. You should be aware that the funding of the project is not strictly tied to the budget. There is an arrangement with the Nigeria Infrastructural Bank so that we will not have the usual delays you have occasioned by bureaucracy and lack of enough budgetary provisions, and some other technical problems. In other words, the timeline which the federal government has set for that project, which is about 36 or 48 months, will surely be met. That road was constructed in 1978. Before the Jonathan administration, no government did anything significant on that road, but now the jinx has been broken. And I can assure Nigerians that the federal government has put its hand on that road, and it will not take off its hand. The two construction companies, as you know, are the most, are the frontline construction companies we have in Nigeria, have been given that assignment. And before the end of 2014, there must have been very significant improvement on the road, and then the timeline which the contract indicates will surely be met. It's not just that road, quite a number of other roads. The East-West road is there. You are aware that the East-West road was also started quite almost 10 years ago.
Just a minute. Let me follow up on this Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Well, yes, we know that the contract that was awarded about 167 billion for that 106-kilometer road. There's 48-month timeline for which it will be completed. But some of the questions that people are asking, and a good thing you're here to respond to them, they wonder, first of all, how is it that 106 kilometers will be awarded for 167 billion, and then is it that it's going to cost almost a little over 1 billion for each kilometer? Some people don't understand that.
Chamberlain, I mean, you are in a position to also help educate the public about some of these issues, and I'm happy that you are raising it so that we can have the opportunity of shedding more light on it. I want to tell you that, the federal government under President Goodluck Jonathan doesn't embark on any project without following the due processes. You have invitation for tender. You have, companies coming with bids for specific designs. That road is going to be redesigned, reconstructed, and remodeled. As I speak with you, in the interchange, very close to the Redeemed Christian Church of God Redemption Camp, there is going to be a flyover which wasn't there before. There's going to be reconstruction of major bridges on the road. Now we are adding up at least 2 lanes on either, 1 lane on either way, that is on the way to Ibadan and the way from Ibadan, from Lagos to the Shagamu interchange. And what are we talking about? I know of roads even being executed by state governments today that cost over ₦1 billion per kilometer, which are not dual carriageway. So I want to tell you, the amount being spent on the road will eventually be justified by the quality of the road that will be delivered to Nigerians, and that is, the most important thing. And like I told you, it's a product of competitive bidding. There is no under the table deal about it, and these are facts that are available for verification, by members of the public.
We also understand that the road will be tolled. Is that correct? After completion. After completion.
Yes, I should think so.
Okay.
Yes, I should think so.
Okay, let's flip to this east-west road. You were going to talk about that before I just came up with the follow-up questions. Could you give us your comments on that? I mean, when is it time?
Yes, I thank you very much. Yes, I said, I just gave that as one other example. Of a few road projects that were started quite a number of years ago, but which never moved as it should before this administration came on board. And of course, the significance of that road, linking almost 7 or 8 states in the south and the southeastern part of the country. And as we speak, because of the constraints that had also happened in terms of budgetary allocation, the federal government is committing a sum of over 70 billion naira from the subsidy reinvestment program, the SHOPE funds, into that program, while there is also an arrangement with the African Development Bank for another facility of 48 billion naira. In other words, the target of completing that road by December 2014 is very certain. And when that happens, then we will also see that we have moved out of incidences of having projects that government start without being able to complete within a reasonable period of time. That was the point I was trying to make. As I speak with you, the road is about 60% complete, and the December 2014 projection for the completion of the east-west road is very certain. It's not only that. If you traveled on the Abuja-Lokoja dual carriageway, which I did, I traveled on that road a few days ago. Many travelers who travel there will tell you that the dualization of that project, of that road rather, which was started in 2006 or thereabout, but was abandoned a year after, is almost completed now. The dualization I'm talking of the Lokoja-Abaji-Lokoja road, and quite a number of other roads. In the outgoing year, you are also aware that the Lokoja-Benin dual carriageway was flagged off by the Federal Minister of Works. There are road projects going on in between Kano and Maiduguri. There are road projects in virtually every part of it. As I speak with you, Chamberlain, there are 46 major road projects which the Jonathan administration has laid his hand on, which are in various stages of completion. And work will not stop on them because there are new modules of financing this project which the government has developed to ensure that they do not suffer the usual setback of lack of enough funds, and other bureaucratic bottlenecks that makes our road projects last forever, as it were.
I've got a question for you from Henry Asede. He says, how can about 380,000 policemen monitor and guide 160 million people, over 160 million people, when politicians, he says, have taken half? He also wants to know, why is the government not recruiting massively?
Good question, I should say. But I don't know whether Henry is not aware of the fact that the Nigeria police does a yearly recruitment exercise. Of course, he's very right. In terms of the ratio of the police to the public, it's very low in Nigeria, especially when you compare with what happens in other countries, especially the advanced countries. But I want to tell you that the Nigeria police does a yearly recruitment exercise. other security agencies, especially the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, also does a yearly recruitment exercise to ensure that we increase this number as we go on. Of course, there's no point in recruiting people that you cannot, cater for. If you recruit 10 policemen, and for example you are only able to buy 2 guns, then you might not really be doing them justice. So what I'm saying is that the recruitment of personnel will also be done in commensurate ratio with the provision of infrastructure and facilities that will make their job more efficient. I agree with Henry. We do not have enough policemen in terms of the ratio per member of the public, but there is a yearly recruitment exercise which will also continue in the new year.